Hello, Tampa Bay, and welcome to the Tampa Bay Raptors. Listen, Canada, if you don't want your NBA team in Toronto, we'll be happy to make them a great home at Amalie Arena in Tampa. And I'm sure they're going to do good and they're going to like it here. Listen, this week the Bucks don't have a game. So we're all able to, de-stress, no anxiety. We don't have to worry about picks. We don't have to worry about comebacks. We don't have to worry about crappy first quarters. So basically, we can maybe enjoy some other football games, maybe go to the beach, have a barbecue, and not, be ready to punch somebody at the end of a Bucks game. So, the Bucks, now, they're on the bye week. And I really, really hope that the Bucks come out of the bye week swinging. And I mean swinging hard. 7-5 is the current record. Now, when we come out of the bye week, we're going to start that off with the Minnesota Vikings. And the Vikings, they win this week. They're in the playoff hunt just like Tampa Bay is for that last wild card spot. And Tampa's in last on the wild card right now. We're in 6th position right now. Then we're going to have the Falcons, the Lions, and then the Atlanta Falcons again. And listen, though, in all cases here, these teams give up tons of points. So we should have no excuses of not scoring points and being able to move the football and throw it all over the field and run it down their throats and be able to win this game. The Vikings, though, will be the big game because they're going to be playing just as hard to make the playoffs as the Bucks will. So that's why it is so important to come out of the gates and swinging for the fences. I would love, I want to see the Bucks win these next 4 games. They've got players that have been on this roster for a few years that they haven't sniffed the playoffs. And I think that they really deserve that opportunity to represent Tampa, play in the playoffs. Mike Evans, Cameron Brate, William Golston, Donovan Smith, Ryan Jensen. These guys are out there busting their tails. Especially Mike Evans. This guy, he puts it on the field every single game. And he is out there, whether his ankle hurts or whatever hurts him, he's out there and he's giving us everything he has. And I want to see this guy get into the playoffs this year. That would be great. Now listen, the NFL, I have to say, personally myself, I think that the NFL has done a fantastic job. When the season started, yes, there wasn't a whole bunch of COVID. A lot of the players had been locked down in camps and in bubbles, so it wasn't going to be spread around. But as the season's gone on now, we're starting to run into major situations with teams not having, having guys get the COVID, not having enough players at certain positions or whatnot. But I think overall, the NFL has done a great job. But they've also done a great job, in my opinion, for everybody in America. They're putting an actual program on TV every week that many people love, football. They are allowing the teams to play in their home markets, which I'm against all this bubble stuff where teams, you put 10 teams in one city and they play in the bubble. That's crap. If you have an NFL team or a basketball team or anything else, the owners deserve, the players deserve, the fans deserve to have those teams play in their respective cities. So I love the fact that the NFL thus far has been able to do that. I like the fact that, they've tried to do the best job they could juggling the games. Now, let's be honest. Wasn't real fair on the Broncos that they did not have a quarterback. 3 quarterbacks, that's a no-win situation for teams. And so, yes, that's one thing that kind of stinks, is that, situations like that. But the other thing is that in the process, from the start of the season to now, you have not heard players coming out, griping, complaining, boycotting, doing anything crazy. They have been business as usual. Let's practice, let's play the games, let's get the season in. And, I thought at first maybe it would be a good idea that maybe during Christmas to give the players a week or 10 days off, for COVID, quarantine themselves. But, I realized that's not possible. The players get away from the organization. They're going to be out with their family and their friends, and, they possibly could bring COVID back to their team. So I really think as much as it may get, painful to watch or always shifting games, the NFL is going to have to play it out for the remainder of the season and then get into the playoffs. Now, let me talk about this one. The San Francisco 49ers, one of the most storied program or teams in the NFL. How many Super Bowl championships do they have? How many great players have they had? Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, Ronnie Lott, Roger Craig, all the great defenses they've had. You know what? And they can't play in their home stadium for the remainder of this season? Well, they don't have no fans. The players are being, where they have to stay at the stadium, to play their games. Yes, another team is coming in from somewhere else. But I'll tell you what, I think that is over the top that in week 13 of the season, you tell an NFL team that you cannot play here any longer. You need to go find somewhere else to play. So, San Francisco 49ers are now down at Glendale, Arizona. And you know what? As far as I'm concerned, the 49ers have been so good to the NFL. I just feel that at this point in time, if San Francisco doesn't want the 49ers playing in a stadium there, 49ers move on and find another great city to represent. I came up with a short list here. How about the Orlando 49ers? Okay. How about the St. Louis 49ers? St. Louis has a great history of NFL teams. I think they've had the St. Louis Rams that won some championships there. How about the San Antonio 49ers? Well, I came up with the Oklahoma 49ers. Maybe the Austin 49ers. Boy, California would love to lose another organization to Texas now, wouldn't they? But for my buddy Joe who shoots my video, he said Kentucky needs to have representation. So how about the Lexington 49ers? I kind of like that name. So either way it goes, if you don't want your team in Canada or if you don't want your team in San Francisco, I'm sure there's plenty of other cities that would be happy to accommodate them and have them playing in their city so that they can see some professional football, professional basketball. And, baseball is just around the corner. And who knows what some of those teams are going to do in baseball, where they're going to force those teams to play. I mean, this thing is going to get crazy over the next few months, and it's going to be real interesting to watch and see what happens. Now, let's get on with the picks. Week 13 NFL picks here. So we have the Baltimore and Dallas. Baltimore played a great game against Pittsburgh. And you know what? I don't think Dallas has a chance. Baltimore's got to win. So I think Baltimore is going to beat Dallas. Next game here is going to be a super, super game. Cleveland and Tennessee. At this point in time, I've got to go with Tennessee. They've just been more of the consistent team during the course of the season. I like their coaching. I like their defense. I just think Tennessee is going to beat Cleveland. I would love to see Cleveland win and make the playoffs. That would be great for the dog pound and the people of Cleveland. That would be awesome. Next game is Washington and Pittsburgh. Listen, Pittsburgh's undefeated. They're not going to lose. They're going to beat Washington. Next game here, the Vegas, the Raiders and the Jets. Raiders just got crushed by the Falcons. I don't think John Gruden's going to be too happy about that. So I'm going to take the Raiders over the Jets. Next game here is Jacksonville and Minnesota. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, but if Minnesota wants to make the playoffs, they've got to win the game, so I'm going to go with Minnesota. They're going to get Adam Thielen back, and that offense there with Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, Dalvin Cook, they're pretty decent. I think they beat Jacksonville. Next game here is the Bengals and Miami. Miami, they want to make the playoffs, so they're going to do everything they can. I think they're going to beat the Bengals. Bengals don't have their quarterback, so I don't know who will be at quarterback for them, but I just think Miami wins the game. Next game here, Indianapolis and Houston. Indianapolis, again, I like that team. I like their defense. I just have a feeling that Indianapolis is going to beat Houston. Now we have the clawless Lions playing the Bears, and the Lions have fired their coaching staff. I don't know what to expect out of Bevel. I'm actually just going to say from the excitement of the players, with the coach being fired, I'm going to say Detroit over Chicago. That may come as a surprise. Next game here is New Orleans and Atlanta. New Orleans, I think they're going to beat Atlanta. Next game, the Giants and Seattle. Seattle beats the Giants. The Rams and the Arizona Cardinals. Another tough game. Probably whoever loses that game is going to be out of the playoff hunt. Well, especially if Arizona does. But anyways, I'm going to go with the Rams in that game. New England and the Chargers. At the Chargers, I'm going to take the Chargers. Philadelphia Eagles and Green Bay. Denver and Kansas City. Wow, what a sad game that is. I mean, I think it would just be better if the Kansas City Chiefs took their second-string quarterback and sent him over to Denver now to get him into the offense a little bit, and it would probably make the game more competitive. I feel bad for the Broncos because of their quarterback situation, but again, Kansas City's going to beat the Broncos. And then the last game is the Buffalo Bills at San Francisco. And, at the San Francisco, which, where's that game at right now? I don't know. Is that in Arizona? Where's that game being played at? Are they being forced to go to Buffalo? I'm not sure. I haven't seen that yet. But now, Buffalo's been up and down, and I think that maybe the 49ers are going to be a little ticked off, so I'm just going to say the 49ers are going to beat the Buffalo Bills. So anyways, I hope you've enjoyed the video today, and listen, I really enjoy doing this, and I'm going to catch you next week.